think when I push record, yes, okay, you all have to do that. So maybe I'll push record earlier and see what we can do about that. All right, so let's grab something to sit on. Yes, and I think like before I actually sit, I'm just gonna roll the ankles a little bit, just move the wrists a little bit because it's been a whole week, toes, and then you take opposite cross of the legs. You sit however is comfortable for you. Yes. Okay, just gonna trust the dog understands yoga is beginning. And turn the palms up, and let's just start this way. As you breathe in, lift your shoulders up. And then keep everything up and just let the shoulders go. And then just feel maybe, like I know for me, the bottom ribs kind of flare forward. I'm just gonna tuck them back. And feel the tail drop, everything come into alignment. And when you feel ready, you can let your eyes close. Take a few breaths here. An opportunity to just scan your shoulders. Is there more space to release? Releasing the lower jaw. So we just start to release a little bit of tension and feel the breath. Letting your eyes soften. And your ears may be open to birds outside. You can hear that. Being aware of the temperature of the air in your room, on your skin. Inviting presence into this moment. And staying as you are, take a nice inhale. And on the exhalation, bringing your palms together in front of your heart space and bowing your chin. Just invite all parts of yourself into this space, into this moment. With gratitude and deep self-love, cultivating deep self-love. An easy thing to say, you know, it's a process, it's a practice. And then just as we bring all of that inside, just letting that gratitude flow outside of yourself. And even imagine extending your loving gratitude, your blessings to someone's heart that you are not with. And then we'll just call it all home and chant Om together 3 times. Take a nice big inhale, and we're just going to release this one through the mouth, like a big sigh, and then inhale for your first Om. Bowing your chin. Just pause here for 1 breath in and 1 breath out. And really seeing your hands to your thighs. Lift your chin and open your eyes. Okay. All right, we're going to start on your backs. And I'm just going to put my little blanket here for the head. Maybe bring your block and your strap in just so you have it. Good. And then once you're down, I'll just take a few moments with the knees bent to just settle into the floor. Notice, any discomfort in the back, low back area, any place that you can just drop in and ground. You know, this great thing about lying on the floor is that everything comes into alignment. Everything comes into alignment. Good. And then once you're settled, we're just going to start by just turning the head to the right. So whenever you're ready, just turn your head, let the jaw relax, eyes relax. Even the right shoulder, left shoulder, mid back. Staying for a few more breaths, just letting everything from the side of your head, shoulders, jaw, upper back just melt. Notice any places of unevenness or gripping or anything you can just acknowledge in this simplicity of the shape. Let's do one more breath. And then bringing your head back to center and pausing in center. And then turning your head to the left and just resting there for a few breaths. And just really releasing anything you can. And we'll take one more breath. And then returning your head back to center. And let's take your hands and we'll just interlace them behind the back of your head. Let the elbows drop open. And if that's not a happy place for you, you can take the arms, or the hands don't have to go behind the head. But if you're okay here, just pause. Okay. We're going to bring the elbows up to the ceiling and start to lift your head up through the power of your hands. So the chin comes to the chest, and then drop the jaw, drop the eyes, and let the head be very heavy. So like if your hands came apart, the head would thump to the floor. And dropping the shoulders here if you can. Letting the back of the neck, upper back maybe get a little stretch. And then add in, think of this as, when we do cat pose and the chin comes to the chest and the tailbone draws towards the head. So without, lifting your hips up, just if you can drop let's say, I'm going to say it like this. You're going to drop the mid back more deeply into the floor. And then feel your tailbone lift a little bit. And then we'll just start to turn the head side to side with the hands. So the head's not really doing anything. You're just turning your head side to side by finding this movement in the hands. Maybe your eyes are closed. And then just bringing your chin back to the center of your chest. Now I'm really going to draw the head in, and I'm also pressing the head into the hands a little bit. Drop the shoulders, drop your jaw. Draw your mid belly in just slightly. That's probably happening naturally. One more breath. And then release or slowly lower your head down. You can take your hands out, just bring your arms back out. And just rest into this, a little bit of effort. Good, okay. We're gonna go to Windshield Wiper. So heel toe the feet apart. And then we'll just start to drop the knees side to side. And you might even turn your head in opposition of the knees a couple times. Just warming up. The simplicity of this, so potent. Good. Okay. And just do one more on each side. Good. And then we'll just bring the knees back up. So I'm going to keep the feet where they are. Knees are up, arms are out. And I'm just going to find little baby cat-cows. So you might walk your heels in a little bit. And then just lifting and lowering your pelvic bowl, your hips are tilting, or You think of your tailbone moving, just a little bit of a cat-cow action here. Head and shoulders are staying down even though they're moving. And then we'll take this into a circling. So I'll lift the tail up, shift the hips over. You might even lift your hips up off the floor a little bit through the power of your feet. So it doesn't, whatever you're doing, don't worry too much about, am I doing it right? Just find a bit of circling in your hips in whatever way. And if that doesn't work, you just stay with the cat-cow. And then just reversing, a little bit of moving here. Yes. Okay. And then I'm just going to sway the hips side to side a few times, little hip hammock. And then rest your tush back on the floor. Let's pigeon toe the feet, bring the knees together. Just pause here. I'm going to take my arms over the head, just stretch them, open the hands, bring the solar plexus, bottom ribs down, and even anchor your knees in towards each other. So you just press in. Let's take one more breath. And then you just soften everything. We'll heel toe the feet together and bring both knees into your chest. And just feel free to rock in and out or side to side or circle, whatever you like here. Just take 5 breaths of bringing this in. A little flexion in your feet maybe. Just moving in whatever way your body says, oh yeah, this is good. Good. Okay, so let's take one more breath, whatever you're doing. And then we'll keep the left knee into the chest, interlace the fingers, right foot to the floor. So I'm going to keep it bent for a moment. I might walk my hands down to the center of this left shin, drop the shoulders, drop the jaw, drop tension in the belly. Good. Oops. Nice. And then we'll cross this left ankle over the right knee as we move into this thread the needle section. But just stay here. Don't bring the thigh in yet. Just adjust your right foot. You might walk it to either side. Just kind of feel, okay, yeah, this is good for me. I'm just going to press that left thigh away. Flex the right foot. The left foot, sorry. Left foot is attached to the left thigh. And soften your shoulders, your jaw, even your back. And you have your strap if you need it. We'll bring the right thigh into your chest. You can interlace behind the thigh. And just find maybe a little bit of movement here. So if you can rock in and out, great. But if that's not in the cards, that's maybe it's a side to side. Maybe it's a little bit of a circling. Just feeling, oh, this is good or tight or whatever it is for you. Just feel in. Good. Okay. I'm going to now take my hands on top of the shin because I know I can. And just bring it in a little bit tighter if that's there for you. Just notice any tension in the jaw, the shoulders, the eyes. Be with your breath. Soften any place you can. Okay. One more breath. Okay, and then we'll just release, right foot to the floor, left foot to the floor, and we'll bring the right knee in. So we're just changing sides. Opposite interlace, and just be here with whatever this is for you. Walk your left foot to a place where you feel it's balanced and centered. And then releasing any tension in the face, the shoulders, even the belly, the hip crease. And let's do one more breath. And then we'll cross ankle over knee. And again, just adjust what you need. Just pressing this right thigh away. Have the right foot flexed. Softening everything from the waist up if possible. Up. And then we're going to thread the needle. And I'll just put the hands behind the thigh. Okay. taking your hands over the shin, if that's there for you. Bringing in any movement. I think I forgot to say that because I was dealing with barking dogs. But if you need to move a little bit here, bring it in. Let's take one more breath. And then releasing. And this time you can extend your legs all the way long. Take your arms over your head and just stretch yourself. Open your fingers. Press through the soles of your feet. Get one more breath in this full extension. Good. Okay, and then bring your left knee into your chest. And I'm going to keep my arms over my head for a moment. Just see if you can bring it in. Wherever it goes, wherever it goes, press through the heels. One more breath. And then release the left leg out again. Now I'm going to bring the right knee in without using hands. I'm just bringing it in. See how that, looks great. Again, draw your belly in. See if you can bring that knee in a little bit more. One more breath. Good. And then release. Again, let your arms come down by your sides, palms up, pseudo Shavasana. Groovy. Okay, well, I think I'm going to skip the block and we'll just come up here. So I'm going to come up through the crypt and you can roll to your side and come up if that's better. Otherwise, if you get up here, lift your arms. Wherever it is, it's all good because the hands are coming down. We'll just all sit in Dandasana. So the legs out, staff pose. If you need to bend your knees here, to release a little bit, that's fine. I'm going to keep the heels grounded. Just pause, take the shoulders back, lift up. And okay, one more breath. And now I'm going to take the hands back. Let's take a little wrist. We haven't done this for a little bit. So I'll take the hands down and spread the fingers. Open the chest, bend your knees. And let's do some seated cat-cow work. So lift the shoulders, the upper back, the head too, even as you tuck in, you can drop your chin towards your chest. Good. And moving with your breath. Yes. So you can keep your fingers spread if you can. Good. And then we'll just come into this arch of the back. So I push the hands back, shoulder blades together. Take the belly in a little bit. And then we'll go to this windshield wiper here, side to side a few times. And then turn your head. Look over the opposite shoulder if you can. Draw the opposite shoulder back a little bit more. Good. Okay. I'm going to let the knees drop all the way to the right. And then we'll take the left arm. You turn your right hand. Take both hands down so you're over, to the hands are to the right. And then we'll just walk the hands behind. Just to find this twist. I press the hands down into the floor. Turn your head to look over your left shoulder. Take your belly in a little bit. Breathe. And one more breath. Okay, walk your hands back towards the right. So you can come back onto your here. And then we'll drop the knees over to the left. And then take your right arm all the way over. And once it's there, just walk them behind you to wherever your body says that's good. And then we'll press the hands down into the floor. Turn the head. Take the belly in a little bit. Good. One more breath. Good. And then make your way back onto your basic sitting pose. Come back here. Okay, let's do a few little cat-cows, and I'm gonna lift the hips up. So really this is yogi's choice here. If your wrist can take it, you can always turn your hands to a different position. So we open the chest, you feel your feet, and then maybe you lift up. And then from here, I'll just do a little bit of rocking, hips and ankles. Might even lift the heels up. Just rock and rock. If that works, groovy, and if not, you make it your own. Honor your body. Good. Okay, so I'm just gonna walk it on over here. Take it all the way over. And then here we are, or just, take it till you make it. And we'll just come in. I'm just gonna rock over my feet a little bit here. So maybe this is no good. Just go very slow. Good. Okay. Take one more. And then we're going to come into our downward facing dog. So you might lift up and just walk your feet back. Find your place. Let's take a few breaths here. I'm really going to anchor. If you think about your hands like your feet, and the parts where the bones are, like from the thumb line to the pinky line, really going to anchor that down. And then press your middle finger, index finger, ring finger down. Change your dog a little bit, friends. So walk your feet back a little more or in a little more. Just feel like, oh, can I make a little change? And then press your thighs back. Take one more breath. Good. And then we'll lower down onto our knees and send the hips back. I'm going to keep my toes tucked under in this child's pose, but you do what you need to do. If you need to put a block under your forehead or bring your arms in, do that. We'll just take some nice big breaths here. And I'm going to use the extended arms. Just claw the floor, get a little longer. And I can open up the sides of the body a little more. And let's take 2 more breaths. Okay, we're going to come up onto hands and knees. We'll roll through cat pose so that the mid-back lifts up first, and you come to your hands and your knees. And then take a moment, adjust. If you need to walk your hands in or your knees in, you need to put something underneath your knees. Take time for that. Good. Okay, we're just going to start. You're on your hands and knees. Let's start like this. Just roll your inner elbows out and back. So the elbows face forward and then they face back. It's like your shoulders are, I don't know. I do know. Like a little bit of shrugging almost just happening here. Good. Okay, and then bring your inner elbows so they're maybe looking at each other. Good. And then when you're ready, take your inhale, round your back up to the sky, drop your head. And then as you exhale, melt the belly, lift the chin. You might even look up. It's really moving with your breath and even pausing at the peak of each pose. Good. Continue a few more rounds. And then coming back to your neutral. Good. And from neutral, we'll come back to child's pose. This time I'll put the tops of the feet down. I'm going to open my knees nice and wide. Hips to heels, if that works, or throw a blanket there. Lower your forehead, claw the floor. Get really long through your side body if that's there for you. And it's beautiful breathing. Okay, take one more full breath. Okay, we're going to round up through cat. Come back to your hands and your knees. And you'll bring your knees in, tuck your toes under. You're going to keep the hands where they are and just bring your left foot to the floor. So if that doesn't work, you just kind of grab it and put it there. And then we'll keep the right hand on the floor. We're just going to turn it out a little bit. You might even scoot your left knee back if there's room. Turn your left foot out. So it's not pointing straight, it's out. So you're knee is facing over your toes. And then we're just gonna rock front to back here. So you can use your, I said we're gonna keep the left hand, but you can put your left hand on your thigh. I did leave it on the floor, whichever one works. Just rolling yourself a little bit front to back. Good. Okay, so this is the action. Now I'm gonna play with the hips a little bit. So I'm gonna be very generous with the right foot if it needs to move to compensate for the knee. So I'm just rocking the hips, you know, like, oh, can I take them out and in? Can I make a little circle? Let your feet move so that nothing is stuck and your feet are moving intelligently with whatever's happening here. Okay. One more breath. And then we'll bring that left knee back in line with the right, and we'll do the same thing on the right side. I'll just pop that right foot out, and again, you know, no specific place it needs to be, just the place that makes sense. The left knee might want to walk back, and then once you feel okay, start to rock. Turn your left hand out just a little bit, and just do a little front to back, and then when you feel ready, you'll, oh, my hips are going to dance into this. You're moving in different directions. I'm letting my feet move as they need to. My knee moves as it needs to. And you're breathing. Make this your own, whatever you need, you know. Maybe you need blocks. Yeah, I'm going to put that left hand on my, oh no, it's my right hand. Right hand on the right thigh for a moment. Good. Okay. And then we're going to come back to hands and knees, and I'm just going to sit on the tops of the feet. If you want child's pose, do that. We'll just take a few breaths here. Maybe you need to roll your wrists a little bit if they need a little shaky. Do that. Good. Take one more breath. Good. Okay. We're going to come back to downward dog. You know what, guys? Let's do forearm dog. We haven't done that for a long time. So bring the hands into position and turn the inner elbows to face out. Lower your forearms. And then you might even walk your elbows in a little bit. Palms together, interlace your fingers, tuck that little, you have pinky on pinky. And I'm going to bring my thumbs to point up to the sky. And then feel your feet. You might walk your knees in a little bit. Just kind of feel here. Move the shoulders away from your ears. Take the belly in. Inhale. And as you exhale, find your forearm dog, and you really push the forearms down and away, and your head can drop without touching the floor. It just kind of hangs. And then we're going to press the thighs back, press the heels towards the floor. So the forearms are pushing down and away, the shoulders are moving down the back. Breathe. Take one more breath. I'm going to floss forward and back. If you need to come down to rest, do that. Otherwise, forward and back, you could do that with bent knees. Just feeling just a little bit of flossing. Good. And take one more. Good. And then we're going to come down, and here you rest in child's pose. I'm going to sit on the tops of the feet. Oh. Okay, take a breath. All right, we're going to come up for forward fold. So if you need a block, place it. Otherwise, hands to the floor. Lift your tush up. Walk your feet a little wider apart. And let's be generous here. So I have my arms quite a bit forward. I'm just going to start to rock a little bit. Maybe bend and straighten the legs a little bit. Just open up the backs of your legs here. It's going to take 2 more moments here. And then I'll walk my hands back towards the feet a little bit, hang a little more. Breathe. Okay, we're going to roll all the way up to sitting. Standing. Been a week. Bend your knees and then start to roll yourself up. You might put your hands on your thighs to help, or just let your arms hang. Last thing to come up is your head. And then take a few breaths here. If you feel dizzy, it's very normal. Okay, so I'm gonna walk to my wall now. And if you have a wall, great. If not, you'll just forward fold again, it's all fine. I might take that block and just put it here so you have it, if you need it. And we start about, what is this, like at least maybe 2 feet away from the wall. If that works, take the hands to the wall, drop your tush to the wall, and then clean up your foundation. So you look at your feet, point them as parallel and straight as you can. Now you anchor the feet down. And as you press down, the legs straighten, really pressing into the wall with my tush. I'm just gonna take the whole back to the wall, take the bottom ribs in, and I'm gonna take my hands, palms right to the wall, shoulders to the wall, back of the head to the wall. Okay, just pause here. We're gonna fold forward. I want you to notice in your back, does one side of the back take more, or one side of your tush take more weight than the other? And just feel into your feet. How can you bring balance? So you feel nicely, evenly pressing into the wall, both sides of your tush or your sit or your back. Good. And then we'll inhale. Now as you exhale, you're just gonna hinge at the hip crease and start to drop yourself. So I'm just putting my fingers in here so you can see where that is. I'm just pressing this back as I start to come down. You might put your hands on your blocks. Drop down. If you need to bend your knees, do that. Maybe the hands come down to the floor. And then I walk my sit bones up the wall. Just like take one away, lift it up, see if I can get up a little higher. Really press the feet into the floor. All your toe pads into the floor. Melt the crown of your head down. If you need to bend your knees, that's A-okay. Good. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Okay, so if you're good, you can stay down, maybe the arms, and you take my hands and interlace them behind the back. Open the shoulders towards each other, and maybe your arms are going to come up over your head, but they don't even need to be interlaced. You could just reach. We also have our straps nearby, but we'll just take one more moment. I move the shoulders away from the ears, shoulder blades together. Good. And then I'll release hands to the floor. One more breath. And then to come out of this, the hands come either side of the hips and we just press ourselves away from the wall. Good. I come back here and then we'll come up. Maybe we'll roll up again or whatever makes sense. Just bring yourself all the way up. And once you get up, let your arms just dangle. Be here in the dizziness. Breathe. Good. Okay. All right, we're going to grab our straps. We'll just move the block off the mat and change the camera angles. Okay. Groovy. I'm going to take my feet a nice comfortable distance apart. And we're just going to start with just this flossing. So, you might hold the buckle if it's really like in your way, and then no, you're not going to wind your hands. You want to let the hands move. So I'll start just by taking the strap down, lift your shoulders up like we did at the very beginning, roll them back and down, make the strap taut, make your legs strong. Nice big breathing, beautiful. And then inhale and reach up, but you're pulling the strap apart. Good, now as you exhale, I'm just gonna turn around, we're gonna take the strap behind the back, maybe just a little bit. It might just go and maybe I'll go side angle, wherever it goes here. I'm just gonna start to rock it side to side. So if this is more over your head, that's fine. Okay, let's dancey dance. So, if you wanna bend your knees and dance, that's fine. Okay, whatever works here. You could even stay straight legs. My parents, I was talking to them, they were reminiscing about when I was 3 and they would say, dancey, dancey. And I would start to dance, and I'm sure we all did that when we were 3. Good, okay. Take one more moment with your breath, and then we're just gonna press up. Like you're like those weightlifters at the Olympics, lifting those huge barbells over your head. Pull the strap apart, drop your shoulders, breathe, take an inhale. Now take these arms straight in front of you, straight in front. You keep pulling the strap, keep pulling the strap, keep pulling the strap, and then take it all the way down. I'm still pulling, and then release. You can put the strap in one hand if you want. Just be here and breathe. And just feel this opening for your wings, your lungs. Okay, so now we're gonna go all the way front and back. So you will be generous with your strap again, depending on your shoulder staff. Okay, so you might start a little wider. And then we'll just start down. Actually, I'm gonna go nice and taut here and then let the shoulders drop, lift your belly, firm your legs, drop your tail, all these little things, right? And then inhale, reach straight up, pull the strap. Now here's where things get sticky. So you open, see if you can get both arms to come down at the same time. If that's not happening, one arm is going more than the other, then you compensate by letting the weaker side do the leading. So I'm not going super fast. I'm really pulling that strap. Feel into the sticky part here. Look, you might even, a little flossing for the sticky, and then down. So just be very mindful. Oh, how is this for me? One of my shoulders need a little more love and attention. This is where I'm going to offer it that. Okay, good. So we're going to end with the strap behind all the way down. And I'll just turn. So here's where my palms are facing out. I'm going to turn them so the palms are facing back. And I've rolled my hands in the strap. I'm going to pull the strap taut. And here's my Superman cape. Just take it back. Take the shoulders back. Take the belly in. Look, I take the belly in. Now I'm going to take the thighs. I'm just accelerating them. Take the thighs back. Breathe. Okay, we're going to fold forward. So inhale. Maybe bend your knees. Let's bend our knees. And we'll come down straight back. And maybe the arms over the head, head down. Okay, adjust your strap if you need to. Adjust the spacing of your legs. You can go wider. We're going to drop both arms over to the right. Just peek out over the left side. And then just go side to side. So knees can bend. Hips can move. Breath is there. Okay. Okay. You're going to end up in center. Now I'm going to just roll my hands in the strap to make it closer because I know I can. Move the shoulders away from your ears. Tuck your chin a little more. Start to take these arms over your head a little more. That's going to happen. Just be or imagine, oh yeah, I'm way over. Doing so great. My shoulders are so open. They love this. And one more breath. Nice. And then we'll just release the arms behind you. Just set your strap on the floor behind your feet. And then we'll just roll ourselves up again. Your hands can come to your thighs maybe as you do this. Once we come all the way up, we'll just let the arms dangle. Breathe. Good. Okay, we're just going to reach up. Open your arms. Inhale, reach up. Good. Stay here. Just breathe. Your hands are nice and open. Fingers spread. You can look up. Okay, we're going to come back to forward fold. We have the strap behind. We're going to grab it. We inhale, exhale, maybe bend your knees. Open your arms out to the side. Take yourself down. Find your little strap. This time, however you grab it. Yes. Okay. Start to lift this strap up over your head. It can be nice and open. It doesn't need to be so close because we're going to come all the way back up. I'm going to bend the knees. Okay. And then start to come up so you can keep your arms behind you like your little cape as best as you can. Good. Okay, we're going to take these arms up. So move your hands as you need. So the palms are facing out, and then we'll bring the strap down. Pause. Okay, so let's see if I can, maybe I can just talk you through. All right, so I have the strap. You'll find that nice top position. Maybe hold your buckle. Good. Okay, why can I not figure this out? There we go. All right, then inhale, reach up. This time I'm going to take the left arm down. I'm bending the right elbow and I let the hands turn. So we have this little, so now both palms are facing my body even though I'm holding the strap. I'm just going to floss up and down. Now at the same time as I'm doing this, maybe I can even move the arms away from the body. If that's not going to happen and they're right close, that's fine. Just do whatever works here. Okay, then I'm going to let the right hand come down, elbow up. Take the left hand and walk it up your strap. See how you can get, maybe you can even hold your hands here. But no words, right? Do what you need to do. Breathe. Soften through the right shoulder. Soften through your jaw. One more breath. Oh, I'm going to add eagle. Okay, stay here. Bend your knees a little bit. Let's take the left, we're going to shift the weight onto the right foot. Take your left leg up and over. Maybe it goes into this. Maybe you go all the way over and touch the floor with your left foot if balance is an issue. You're going to flex the foot. You might even wrap your knees, but we don't need to be heroes. One more breath. Good. And then release. I mean, we are heroes. And then release the strap. Just hold it in one hand, let your shoulders drop, and just feel. Yeah. Good. Okay. Wow. Feel that in your lungs, right? Everything. Okay. So second side, always easier than the first. So I take the strap, I'm going to lift it up. And then from up this time, I'm going to let the left elbow bend. The right hand comes behind. And here's where you kind of grab the strap behind. So both palms are facing out. And then we just start with this flossing. So be as generous as you need to with your strap and give myself more space. And just floss up and down. Again, I'll move the hands away from the back a little bit if that's there. Good. All right, one more up and down. And then we'll let the left elbow bend. I'll walk the right hand up and maybe grab hands, maybe not here. Just open, breathe. Firm your feet. Okay, so now we're going to move into that. Yeah, here we go. Thank you, Ann. I do tend to forget. Bend your knees, shift the weight onto the left foot. Take the right knee over, or you could just touch the floor with the right toes if balance is an issue. You're going to flex the foot, bend in, push back a little bit. Good. And then release it all. Let the strap come out. Okay, we can set the strap aside. And just take a few moments. Good. Okay, I'm just going to add it all, bring it in together into moving up and down, moving the arms. So just as you are, we'll inhale, reach up. Okay, you might watch this first one. So now I'll inhale, lengthen. The exhale, I'm going to drop down into forward fold and sweep my arms straight up to the sky. And then straighten the legs. And then we'll come back. So it could be nice and slow. You're just moving up and down. You can go a little faster if you like. It's up to you. Just do a few more. Be very cognizant of your breath, of the press of your feet, the lengthening through the arms. Knowing it doesn't need to be super fast. Good. Okay, so I'm going to do this last one all the way up and all the way into this forward fold, arms up. And then I'll take the hands down to the floor and I'm going to come down for squat like we did very beginning. I'll walk the hands forward. I'm just going to roll front to back. Take your time. If just being in squat is enough of a challenge, be there. Good. Okay, from here, friends, we're going to come to downward facing dog, and it's going to be a forearm dog. So you can step back or go to your hands and knees if that's easier and better for you. It might be downward dog, and then, I'm going to show you guys this. So here's downward dog. I turn my inner elbows forward, and I'm going to lower down. That's super challenging. You can give that a try, and then you can always drop your knees. Yeah, and then we'll bring the elbows in a little bit, palms together. This time you'll opposite interlace the fingers. Tuck the pinkies in. Okay, take your time. You draw the belly in. Toes are tucked under. Move the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, and as you exhale, press back. So the forearms are pressing down, shoulders move away from the ears. You can narrow it. Whatever you like, I'm going to go front to back. Even with your knees bent. Floss into your shoulders. Be kind. If it's better to have your knees on the floor, you can do this with knees on the floor. Great. Okay, we're going to lower all the way down to the belly. So I kind of wiggle the feet back. Lower down. Let's take Sphinx. Feel like we haven't done Sphinx for so long. Palms down. I'm going to wiggle myself forward a little bit. Shoulders away from the ears. Anchor. You can open your legs wide. Draw your belly in a little bit. Chin in. Breathe. Okay. We're going to come down for Cobra, and I'm going to do actually locust. So that's where the arms are, and we lift up. Going to interlace. We've done all the shoulder work. You can always grab your strap. Okay, my elbows are bent. I kind of start with that. Really relax, and then I feel it. First, I extend through the legs. Anchor the tops of the feet, the toenails. Take your belly in, lift your shoulders, and then on your inhale, you'll lift your head, your chest. Maybe the arms are going to straighten. Maybe they're going to lift up. Maybe they even separate and you fly. If your legs want to lift, lift. One more breath. And then release. Come all the way down and rest. Maybe forehead down. If it's really hot in your space, you might not want to put your forehead down. And breathe. One more breath. Now we're going to do the second side. So the same thing. Maybe arms out or you opposite interlace. Okay, find that anchoring through the tops of your feet, your toenails, your belly in, shoulders up. And on an inhale, lift your head, your chest, find your flying. Look down though, and we stretch, the back of the neck is long. Breathe. One more breath. And then release, come down and rest. So good. Yes. Okay. Great. Let's take a tummy windshield wiper. So just bend your knees. Maybe we'll roll the ankles a little bit. Like that. Then I'm going to take my arms back up to spank. So you can keep your head on the floor if you like. Just more angle for the back. And then I'll rock the feet side to side. Doesn't need to be anything more than this. It's releasing a little back. Let's do a little egg beater here. You can start to roll your knees around. Your back is getting a nice little opening. Then reverse. Good. All right, and then I'll bring the soles of the feet together, give them a little activation moment. Meet each other. Okay, and then we're going to come up and back to child's pose, but if you'd like to just sit, I think I'm just going to sit because it's pretty hot in here. I'm just going to sit, but you're welcome child's pose or sit. Take a few moments, lift your heart. Watching all these Olympics, the Olympians, when they're running, their heart's lifted and push back, and it's all there like a bird. It's opening. Yes. Okay, one more breath. Nice. All right. Whew. All right, I'm just sweating like crazy in here. I am getting air conditioning at the end of August. I'm super excited, but right now it's very hot. So I'm just going to come lie down, and we'll take the block in that we didn't use at the beginning. Bring it in. Okay, once you come down, oh, MJ, nice. Okay, once you come down, let's just lift the hips, and we'll put the hands underneath with maybe the index finger and the thumbs are touching, and just lower your tush onto your hands, and then we'll anchor the elbows. Maybe you lift the chest, and then come back down, let the shoulders drop. Breathe. Good. Okay, so the hands are under the tush. You can change it if you need to. They might even be up a little higher, so maybe you feel your thumbs on the sacrum bone. Make it comfortable. Let's come to windshield wiper. And I'm just using this action here to just massage the wrists a little bit, the hands a little bit. As I roll to one side and one hand becomes free, I spread the fingers a little more. Let's see if I can get a little more real estate through my hands. Good. Okay, so I'm just going to do one more. That's for evenness. And then we'll come to rest. You walk your feet in so you can lift your hips. Take the hands out to the side. Just be here. Let your arms, they don't have to be right out to the side. They might be down a little bit. Just feel your whole shoulder area, your breath, your heart, your arms. Let the fingers relax. Okay, one more breath. And then we'll find the block, and we'll place the block under the sacrum, whatever height you like. MJ, welcome. So nice. Your perfect time. Drop into this restful place. So wherever you are here on your block, let it be what it is. You know, we get this when we go up on the block and the back of the head is heavy to the floor. You might tuck your chin. But what's happening for me on the highest height, and I know I'm not the only one here on the highest height, the chin comes into the chest more. Then I can see if I can lift my heart towards the chin without, you know, using the head muscles. It's about just finding that connection. Breathe here. Start to soften everything. You know, we're heading towards the end of our practice. I'm just really letting everything melt over this block. Okay, so I'm just gonna bring in a little bit of quad. If this works, you know, I'm gonna walk my left foot into center, and then I walk my right foot back. And depending on how you are on the block, you know, it's gonna make a difference. If you can grab your foot here, you know, you might feel that in your quad, that's it, but I need to go more. So I'm just gonna actually lift the right foot up off the floor, and I use my right hand to just see if I can get the tops of the toes down. And I'll just be here, you know, I might find a place where I just feel something interesting happening, and I'm gonna smile into it, melt into it. I'm gonna anchor that top of the right foot down a little bit. You stop it wherever you need to, wherever you start to feel a stretch through the front of the quad. If you don't feel it, that's fine, just stay with the feet on the floor. I'm gonna take one more breath. And then I'll use the right hand to just release that right foot. Pause for a moment. Feel that, and then I'm gonna do the same with the left. So I walk the right foot into center, start to walk the left foot back. So, you know, I'm on the balls of the feet here. I'm gonna use the left hand to just see if I can bring that left foot in. So I lift it up, put the tops of the toes on the floor as best as I can. That's a big stretch, so you be where you need to be. You know, everything in its own time. And it might not even be this lifetime. That's okay. I'll take one more breath here. And then I'm using the hand to just release. Good, okay. So if you want to play on your block a little bit, you know, do what you like. That's all fine. You can lift your legs up or one leg up, one leg straight. There's lots of fun things to do here. I do hold the block though, so I know it's stable. Okay, I'm gonna come off the block, but you can stay and play for as long as you like. And I come off the block. I'm just gonna take a few moments. Just feel all of that nice release all the way, everywhere in your body. Breath nice and open. You did it. Good. Okay, I'm gonna come back to windshield wiper, but I'm gonna take my arms over the head and then separate the feet and just do a little windshield wiper just to release everything. And I'm going to come back also to that little hip lift we did at the very beginning too. So let's finish off my windshield wipers, and then knees up, feet to the floor. I'll walk the feet in a little bit, and then just start to find your little cat cows. That's how we started. Just a little cat cow. Just really the tailbone, pelvic floor, low back area, low belly area. Good. And then I'll start to roll into these little circles. So I do lift the hips up off the floor. Breathing, lubricating, and then reversing. Yes. Good. And I'll just go to this hip hammock before I end. So just swaying the hips side to side. Good. And then we'll release. Good. Take your arms down by your sides or out a little bit. Good. Well, friends, guess what's next? Shavasana. And so you take your time, set up. I have 2 bolsters here, and I know it's a luxury to have 2. But I've been doing Shavasana with 2 bolsters. It's so lovely. Just kind of prop one up like this, and you know, or you can have them beside each other. It's all fine. You don't need to have 2 bolsters, but it is a nice. I mean, I have a plethora of bolsters here. So it's nice to use them. Good. All right, and I'm going to bring in my eye pillow. Just, you know, we shut out the light. It just invites the brain to relax a little quicker. You could use your shirt or a face cloth, anything like that. And I place it more on the forehead. Just let it drape lightly over the eyes. Okay, remember in the beginning when we lifted our heads? So I'm just going to take my hands behind the head and just lift it up for a moment. Let it be heavy. And then I'll set it down. So it's just kind of giving a little bit of a length to the back of the neck. Okay, and then settling in your own time, your own space. Deeply releasing and melting. Receiving the support of the earth, the floor, support of your breath, the support of the air above you, surrounding you. Okay, so I just remind you again, at the very beginning of our practice, we invoke the feeling of loving gratitude. And I just want you to bring that in for yourself right now. You know, sometimes showing up is the most potent thing we can do. Just showing up for ourselves. Even, you know, knowing things are difficult or hard, you just show up. So give loving gratitude for yourself, for showing up, for doing the work. Whatever the work is, on the yoga mat, off the yoga mat. Being present for those who need you most. Starting with yourself. Just breathe in all that loving gratitude. Feel it swirling above you, underneath you, around you. Maybe it has a color. Maybe it has sparkles. And settle into this feeling of being held by the energies. Unseen but real and present. Rest into all that you are. Shavasana. Releasing yourself more deeply in the back of your heart space, your shoulders, your wings. Back of your head. Your legs. Entire torso, just melting. Your eyes and your jaw. And staying in your rest. If it feels heavy and right, you stay there. Otherwise, it's going to start to journey, lengthen. If you have more time, like to stay in your rest even for 5 more minutes, and enjoy that. Another thing, it's nice sometimes in this days of summer if you are able to take a little Shavasana around 2:30 in the afternoon, siesta time. A good 20 minutes. Very healing and energizing. Okay, so if you come to sitting upright, just take some time to just feel all that good energy, and that's yours. Things that have shifted and that have been invited, acknowledged, remembered. When you're ready, joining your palms together at your heart and lengthen yourself tall as you inhale. As you exhale, just bowing your chin to your own heart, to your hands, to yourself, to your practice, to your remembrance, to your dance. We'll just seal this class with one Om. Inhale. Bow your chin, take your thumbs, rest them along your third eye. And lifting your chin, bringing your hands down in front of your heart. Open your eyes. And so much love. Mwah. Draw a little heart for you. Namaste, friends. Thank you so much for being here, for playing yoga. So much love. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you, guys. Yes. See you soon.